going on? Thank you for tuning into another episode of the TCG podcast, the Quarantine Special edition. And today we're just going to have some general conversation about some things that be going on around the world outside of the coronavirus, such as police brutality and the young man that was shot down in Georgia. We definitely want to discuss it because it's something that we all have our opinions on, and we want to talk to you guys about it. So, nephew, you sounded off the alarm on this conversation, so get this started.
All the fans and the watchers, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us. And but yeah, this week has been crazy. It's a lot of stuff going on in the wonderful state of Georgia. You know, Georgia has a crazy history, as we all know. And the gentleman that was shot in New Brunswick, man, he was a young gentleman. I heard it. He was jogging. The video is out. I really couldn't bring myself to watch that video. Maybe I can watch it maybe at a later date. But right now, I can't really put myself, through that. It's a lot going on. And it was another gentleman shot too in another state. I can't remember the state right now. I'm sorry. But I think he was in the military, a young black gentleman too. And RIP to those brothers, condolences to the families. And it's very sad that we continue to see these things happen to young brothers out here. That's positive. They really, a young brother out there just trying to get his jog in, take nature in, and he was slain by two Caucasian gentlemen. And it's looking real messy right now, man. I don't really know what to say. I'm really angry, but I'm gonna be clean. Just keep it real positive. I ain't gonna even go down the negative route with it. And I'm gonna see. I want to hear how y'all feel about it. How you feel, Trek?
I think just like all of us, when we hear these things, it's always troubling. There's always some type of emotion of sadness that falls in line with this. Then you also get that frustration and hatred aspect because it's like, why us? Why for us? Why do we have to still go through these things? So for me, I'm like you in a sense. I'm hearing about it. I'm seeing what people are saying about it. And I don't like really watching that type of material like anymore because I know how damaging it is and how much it can have an effect on like how we go about our daily lives. So for me, I haven't ingested the video. I've just, soaked in all the information I can so far, but I've tried to place myself in a position where I can stay calm about it, but also be conscious about it because I don't want it to really overwhelm me or really like take over my thoughts right now. So for me, it's just, I'm in a calm place with it. I love what I see, the support behind it. Like, people rallying behind something like this. It's a shame that we have to still deal with these things and face these type of issues, especially at a time like, a pandemic or quarantine. So, it's really like a lot to really process and deal with. So, what about you, Von? How you feel about it?
Honestly, like I actually watched the video. I watched it a few times. Like, for me, it's no words that I can even say because it's like this man is minding his business jogging, and here y'all come with the bullshit. Like it really is like disturbing because it really starts messing with your head. Like, yo, damn, what? Like that could have been any one of us, like on some shit. So it's just like, damn, just to think, like you minding your business out the way, well, trying to be out the way, and you still get caught up into some bullshit. Like that shit. It made me kind of mad.
It's just damn. What Kendrick say? What's the price for a black man life? Like we've heard that quote so many times. We've heard plenty of people say that, but I remember Kendrick in his album. He had like a clip or something where it spoke of like what's the price of a black man's life, man. That cost, man. That it's like the value of our lives. Really, it has so many different meanings. To us, it's like everything, and then to other people, it's like, oh, nah, they less than an animal, or they this. Yeah. Like, people have so many perceptions of who we are, And for us, like, we have ourselves on the grandest scale, but for everybody else, they place us, differently in different places. So, it's one of them things that always going to cross your mind as a person, as a man growing up in the world, like, the things you have to face, the barriers, And it's like, one thing I think I talked to y'all about was just growing up being a black man. Like, you always on the defensive somehow. You know, your whole life is kind of prevention. Everything you do is prevention. You know, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna do this, gotta make some money, because if I don't make some money, I'm gonna hear how much of a bum I am. So let me prevent these motherfuckers from talk about me on this aspect. But then I gotta fight so many different rounds, you know what I mean? And navigating through each of these rounds is just like the uncertainty that always get to us. You know, a cop behind me. All right, I know I was doing 40. Everything is prevention throughout your day. You know what I mean? And most people don't really identify with that. Most cultures don't identify with that. So I think issues like this really bring that light to, what's going on.
I feel like for me, it's sad to say that it happens so frequently that I'm extremely desensitized to it. Just like when I heard about it, I was like, oh, again? And then when I read more into the story, this happened months ago. And they actually were going to let the guys off because they ran with the stand your ground law. What bothers me the most is, like Vaughn said, the man was just running. And their logic was, oh, we see him. He looked like a guy that committed a crime. So we went and pursued him and then invoked stand your ground. For one, the fact that they pursued this young man automatically elites them having the ability to provoke stand your ground because they pursued the situation. They invoked what happened. And then if it wasn't for this video, we wouldn't even be talking about this right now. They would have got off scot-free and we would have never heard about this story.
And it's crazy.
Unfortunately, everybody has a camera in their hand. We were able to get wind of this story.
Yeah.
And what makes me upset is nothing's going to change. We're going to talk about it. We're going to all rally. It's going to be a conversation for now. But come June, we're never going to talk about this young man again. We're going to go right back into the same cycle, do the same thing over and over and over again. We're going to continue to be victims of white privilege. They shoot us, they kill us, and they provoke some stupid-ass stand your ground law. But if these niggas was white and said those same words, they would have been locked up and thrown to the gallows right then and there. When are we going to do something that actually is effective? That's going to make change. I'm tired of talking. We need to talk to people that's going to make a difference. We need to open up these courts and get in these niggas' ears. Because talking to each other is never going to do nothing. We're going to lose our brothers and sisters consistently. And it's going to be a thing. We're going to talk about it for a while. We're going to make some noise for a while. But at the end of the day, these guys are going to walk free. And we just going to be sheltered with our tails between our legs doing nothing about it. So what is the point? What are we going to do now moving forward to make sure that this doesn't happen? When people ask me, why don't you have kids? I say, look at the world we live in. Look how they treat the people that look like us. I would never bring a child into this world because I would lose it if my child was killed because he was walking home from school and he looked like a nigga that stole some cigarettes from the corner store. I'm going to jail because I'm killing that white person and his whole entire family. I'm taking out his whole bloodline because I now have the right. You just took my child from me. That's how I feel about it. All right, I got that out. I've been sitting on this since I heard about it.
You right, though. You right, though. You don't sound like a radical. You don't sound like a radical. You're right. And then to find out that they killed the young brother with a shotgun.
A shotgun, bro.
A shotgun is very powerful. You can just point that at somebody with freeze. It's a shotgun. You had to murder this man with a shotgun? That's
and it's like, was he like from what I seen, oh boy, like the guy, he wasn't even armed or nothing. Like he was going for a run. Like it's people that do carry while they're jogging and all that, which is understandable. But I don't think he was at the time.
well,
So it's like y'all
they
using
should
deadly
have it.
force for what?
If I jog past you, how clearly are you?
Like y'all use this deadly force for what?
I run past you right now. How clearly?
Say that again. You broke up.
You can probably see that I'm wearing a dark colored shirt and I got brown skin, but you can't see none of my features. Not enough to say that he looks like somebody that robbed somebody. This man is jogging. He's in constant motion. You didn't see him stationary long enough to say he looks like a criminal. Like,
That's
when
exactly
we going to progress the conversation to where this shit is going to be effective? Who are we going to turn to What are we going to do?
Yo,
How are we going to win?
I think the answer is violence. Like, people want to, they don't want to, they really try not to go that route though. But in their hearts, they know that's what the answer is, y'all.
What, rebelling, revolting?
Because, like, I mean, what else is to do? We done had every march, every T-shirt.
March,
I can't breathe.
All types of
Rodney King. All these different things since we've been alive, and it's always okay. Sean Bell, 50 shots. All these different. The dude, Fruitville Station, cop shoot him in the back. Trayvon Martin. And matter of fact, these two cocksuckers, they wasn't even police on top of it.
It wasn't anything.
So when you see all of this, these things taking place, remember the white gentleman they dragged the black brother in Texas? They tied him to the back of a pickup truck.
Mm-hmm.
All these different things take place, and that was in the 90s. So, like, people gotta
this shit for
really
years.
get with it. Like, you gotta prepare yourself. Like, how do they impose their will on us with their weaponry and their tactics? So you, as a person, you gotta be proactive too. You gotta be like, all right, let me train some. Let me carry some mace. Let me get a little taser. Let me do things that's legal. Let me, protect yourself, because that's what they're doing to impose their will. Think about it. What do they do when they want somebody to stay still? They pull out their weapons. Stay still. All right, I'll pull mine out. So you stay still.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a basic,
It didn't make it an even playing field, which is not even. But.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what else to do at this point, because we've seen everything else still doesn't work. It's still, and people done been nice. They don't forgive. The dude forgive the woman that killed his brother in the house that he lived in.
Yeah,
he forgave her.
That was crazy.
Yeah, they
so
better
all
than
these
me.
different things, like, the whole nonviolent aspect, like, bruh, when the bully kept bullying you, he would stop or she would stop after you put up a fight at least. You might take an L, but fuck it, you scratched their face, you did something. Something has to be some type of fear. It has to be like, yo, if we do this to these people, this is gonna happen. Because if we do this to an Irish person, we know this can happen. We do this to a Polish person, we know this may happen. You do this to a Armenian, things may happen. A Jew, things may happen. So we need to set up a protocol like that. Maybe not all blacks, but the ones that's about that life. Because you see, at this present point, you gotta defend yourself. You gotta defend yourself. You got to.
You got to unify. I think we got to unify on all levels. Like, not just let's arm up and shoot everything, but who the hell we voting for shit? Who is gonna get the shit done that the shooters can't do, that they don't know how to function doing? So how can we get legislations passed to work in our favor so we can get certain things for us and resources for us too? Like, yeah, shooting back and all that shit is logical, but it's still an infrastructure too.
Because we had great political leaders over the last 40 years that was on our side, but they really couldn't move and shake nothing. Because if they could, we wouldn't be going through the same thing. You got videos of people having the same conversations that us four are now having. They having that in 67, 77, 87, 97, 2007. So, like, some gonna have to give. Some gonna have to give. I'm not saying be violent. I'm just saying, like, all right, how can all of these things happen if you ready for that? If you you prepared for that. Like, I know an average man not prepared to have a shotgun drawn on him, but I'm saying, like, maybe you being more aware, like, we gotta stop thinking because we got a certain,
like, situational awareness type, you mean?
Everything is good. We gotta always be aware, like, all right, yeah, we can jog, yeah, we live in the neighborhood, but all right, everybody don't want you there. So carry a knife with you, something. You gotta really be on it like that. Even if it's a nice neighborhood, you still gotta be on it like that, because you don't know who live in the houses around. You really don't. It could be a racist that just got a lot of money. but they don't like your stinking
I
ass.
was about to say, like, you could be there on some normal shit, and they could be looking at you like, oh, what is this nigga doing in my neighborhood?
Sadly, though, that's the way they saw it, because you get caught. Let's say they do just call the cops, the cops pull you over, they see you got a knife or something on you. Whatever you was being blamed of doing, that's going to give them reason to believe you're doing it, because now you look like you're armed to do some harm.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
It's like
it seems like you're fucked either way, though.
It is. It go back to the conversation we was having before.
I don't know.
Like you kind of screwed either way. Like.
They carry knives. It's the younger people, or everybody in our age bracket. Well, I ain't gonna say everybody because there's a person on the line right now that carry a lot of knives. Yeah. But the older people, they was with that type of shit.
What?
They always had a knife. Everybody. There was a church person, but in our era, it's like to be a good guy, you got to be unarmed. You got to be unprepared. But the criminal that lives next door to you, he can have all the guns in the world. He can have all the. So us as citizens, what do we do? What the fuck do we do? What do we? If everybody using weaponry to impose their will on us, if we had the same weaponry, how does that happen? If you got a sword and I got a sword, you can't impose your will on me. You can't. Because now we got to see who better. Yeah. I mean, it sounds real, barbarian, but I'm saying, what do you do as a citizen? How do you protect your house? A kitchen knife is a deadly weapon, in a situation, but fuck it. If that's what I got to carry on me, you see, I used to have a meat cleaver. I'm not proud of that, but I used to carry a meat cleaver around on me in my pocket or my bag.
My
if
thing
somebody
is,
jumped on my ass, started getting that work, I would pick up a phone.
My thing is, do you think
it's
going to get to that point where it comes to where it's like a clash or some type of civil war or something?
I don't think it'll be a racial
I don't
thing,
say soon, but I can see like people being a little extra in the like next few years. Like I can see it getting a little nuts because there's people out here that's already just ready to like with the shits already. So if shit start getting real bad, I can see it going a little left.
Like think about it. Like they'll make it racial, right? But we both know right now that it's white people that want to kill white supremacists. They waiting for it to set off too. Yeah. It's people out there that they hate Trump supporters. They want to shoot them right now. They fucking left to the end of them. We see them. They spit on the Trump supporters. They be punching them in the face. All these different things. So if you take the gloves off and you let everybody do whatever they want, the black people gonna have a lot of people on their side that they don't know right now is on their side. You got a lot of people. You know how many black men got mixed babies across the board? All these. You think they're gonna just turn on it? No. It's white people. It's some white people in other cultures. They love their black brother. They will die for that motherfucker. I'm telling you, bro. It's some whites and others that will die for your black ass, bro. They feel your struggle. They understand. They may not live every day, but if it came down to some shit, think about how many Puerto Ricans and other races they let us date their sisters and all of this. Yeah, it may be some friction, but we still get to impregnate them and they bring us into the ain't got a choice. All in New York, Connecticut, all these places across the East Coast, Florida. Look at all the race mixing. Louisiana, California. Yes, you can speak on that. White and black couples, white and Filipino, black and Filipino, black and this and black and that, black and Mexican.
Canada too. I don't know if you mentioned it. But like Canada too, I heard that.
Yeah, Canada.
I've been there though.
It
was mixed.
So this is what I'm saying. Like they were trying to make it seem like it's just black and white. But you think if shit pop off, all them Haitians and all these other Caribbeans, they're gonna just play the side? No, they rock with us. They with us. They with us. They with us. They with us. So I don't ever think that it's gonna go like people think it is. Now, will it be a small group of motherfuckers that may go left? Yeah. But think about it. The mass shooter that was in Vegas, he was a white supremacist, but he killed white people too. The majority of the people he murdered was white. They going against each other now. It's like a free-for-all, bro. This shit like WWE Royal Rumble out this bitch. It's so crazy. It's like the Matrix for real, for real. I'm really starting to believe in the Matrix, bro. Niggas just, all right, this is level 42. Ready, set, start. Because so much crazy shit just happened one after the other. And you like, yo, is this shit gonna stop? Nope, it just keep on going.
Yeah, it's been interesting.
Next thing.
You gotta think. The worst I thought it would get would be Sandy, which was 2012, and now we're at 8 years later, 2020, and we sat for Sandy for like a week, some of us 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. But for this, we've been sitting for months. I thought they would get to some shit where we in the house every day and everything different.
If you remember spots in like North Newark and other places, they have electricity. If you remember, certain parts of Orange, East Orange, they have electricity. It was us down there closer to New York, we was fucked up. Some people have electricity, so they didn't really feel the effects of Sandy at all. No trees fell, bottom or nothing. But this Corona shit affected everybody.
Lower Corona did, man. But just comparing it to just how everything changed. Money wasn't even that. You know, you started to realize like money ain't really that much because everybody was seeking resources. It was like, oh, I need gas. Just like with this shit, money started losing its value. Niggas like, oh shit, let me make sure I go get some toilet tissue or water. You know what I mean? Like, well, in that case, water does have its value, but then again, it was really, you got to see how scarce things could get and how really things can really shift on you quickly, bro. If you're not prepared, if you're not ever really thinking that life could have unfortunate circumstances, this shit woke everybody up.
You know, swinging it back to the topic at hand.
Stuff for granted,
like, I feel like this pandemic actually tied into what happened. Like in my head, I don't know. I played out this whole scenario like went and they hunted that man down, and that man they started running their mouth because they said it was a scuffle. They didn't just run down and shoot this man. It was a scuffle. So that meant they got out. They confronted him. There was a verbal confrontation, and then that black man was getting the best of them niggas, and they pulled that ham out, and the rest is history.
Hey yo, and what I'm about to ask y'all.
Put some work in those.
So I was gonna say, you know, oftentimes we always think like place ourselves in the place of the kid, and also always when we see like people that look like us die, we be like, yo, we relate to them so much, but I thought today, and I ain't agreeing with nothing that these motherfuckers do. Them niggas, I think they should get the worst punishment they should get. But sometimes I often wonder too, like, what's the upbringing? What's the mentality of these people that's just outright feeling like they can do this? Like, what leads to this? Like, how do you even get to that point where you can dictate and feel like, yo, I don't even like him because his skin color, or, you know, just because the way his characteristics are and things like that. Like, how do you get to that point? You know, and then, like they say, what was it, father and son or whatever? Like, how, like that shit is deep, bro. It's deep that people could really feel like they're better than you off of you.
Redneck upbringing is pretty much self-explanatory across the board. Racism is embedded from the time that they're born. They believe that their skin color is right, that white is right, or whatever. But I think what fuels that more than anything, especially nowadays, is the state of the world, that kind of level of racism is acceptable, that those actions are acceptable, that those type of people doing those type of things can get away with it, and then glorify it as a justified means. So being that so many people have gotten away with it, this is what it seemed to be right, this is what is being glorified, this is what they believe their presidents want, and this is what their president would do if they was in that position. They feel like they have the right to do it because this is what the state of the world dictates, and for them, in their world that they live in, is okay to do that. So if the state of the world was different, their mindset would still be the same, but they wouldn't think it's okay to publicly do those kind of actions.
This is the thing, when you look at the community and everything, you don't even see nobody from the community coming out and saying, we don't agree with this type of treatment. This community isn't about this. Nope. Like, so basically, y'all all cool with this. Y'all all co-signing. Yes. To me, that's how I'm taking it. If I was a victim, the whole townhouse area, I'm burning it down. I'm wilding. That's just me, though. I'm not advocating violence. I'm just saying. Burn it all down.
You just want to see some action, some type of something that comes from it, man. People responding to the incident. I know what you mean.
Something happened on Grumman. We like, all right, boom. Say if a little girl get raped on Grumman by a man in our age range, right? Let's just say, God forbid. We as the Grumman collector, we should be the first ones out. Yo, we disagree with this shit. We hate pedophiles. We should be the first ones because our community. You know what I'm saying? So if something like those people in that community, they should be speaking out. They should want those men in jail or whatever just as bad as we do. But you don't see nobody speaking out. They pieces of shit too. All of them. Straight up. All of them. All of them, bro. All of them. If something happened on Monday,
we a lashback or something.
We don't agree with that shit. Oh,
you're right. I can guarantee you they wasn't the two that sit on that block that think like that. There's no way. Them, the people they chill with, everybody around them, they all had that same kind of mindset, bro. That's why they felt like they was just.
But with a case that gets to this magnitude and this level, do you think that the pressure on the community is what kind of lets them or makes them feel like I'm gonna pull back and kind of just watch this play out because they don't want to deal with some of the things that come with speaking up on issues like this? How people like I watched this show and I know it's just a show. It's called Shots Fired, but it kind of goes over a case like where a kid gets shot by a cop and this, that, and the third. If you ever get a chance, definitely watch it. But in these case scenarios, you start to see like how the community, in our communities, we see, we don't speak. So the fact that with the black communities, that don't tell situation, how we kind of like, it's so many layers to it because people don't want to deal with the repercussions of it. If they speak, I'm going to lose my job. They know how to mess my life up if I testify against him or if I go get, they could arrest me for this. And so it's so many circumstances. And I think sometimes the community, they like, yo, I may want to say something, but I can't say nothing because of the things or the repercussions that might come with it. Do you think that could be something that's like a logical thing for people?
I get what you're saying. Because even if that is the case, that still says that the majority of the people in that community agrees with that negative action. That's why people would be scared to speak out about it because they're scared of the backlash. The only reason there will be backlash because the majority of the people think that that was the right course of action. If they didn't, then they will speak out just as fast and as loud as the person that spoke out had.
Okay.
And I'm saying speak out as a majority, not you just coming out as one, sole person by yourself. No, the community. Y'all come together and have a community meeting. Yo, we gonna get in touch with the local news. We gonna tell them as a group. You find that the soccer moms, the ones that got the most money, the most influence in the neighborhood, because every neighborhood got them. Let them play the forefront, just like they do everything else.
But he doesn't stand for what I stand for. And I denounce, I repudiate, and condemn him.
Fuck. Yo, the motherfuckers will come together for everything else fast as hell. In the hood, niggas will rally for the dumbest shit. But when shit like this happen, I think they go about it good in some cases, but in a lot of cases, they don't go about it correctly. And then they get poor legal representation, too. They don't get the best lawyers like the way a Jew or an Italian would. They get these fucking loser-ass motherfuckers that have a history of losing. Like, where's the Johnny Cochrans of today that can help these cases turn into W's because we've always been L's so far?
A lot of us really go to what? We depend on nonprofits, right? Usually with like situations get like this, we depend on nonprofits to really get stuff going. People that's just about to pass the bar and stuff like that, trying to get notification. And, we always see movies and things about situations like this. And there's somebody who has like who was the guy from Alabama? They just did a movie with Michael B. Jordan. It's usually like nonprofits that, I guess because people don't have the money to pay for lawyers and certain fees that's offered with legal services. So, that's a major thing though, bro. We have no go-to lawyers. Like those main heavy hitters, or, if something go crazy.
Like a legal representation fund. You could just dig in for money. Oh, we got a big pot of money for these situations. Like if you do something to a Jew, you shoot a Jew with a shotgun. Oh, it's going down. It's going down.
Mm-hmm.
It's going down.
It's on you.
They attack it from every angle. legally. Attacking from every angle legally. It may come illegally too. Shit. Who knows?
Don't let one of them niggas be a G.
This shit don't
They
happen.
gonna
It's
buy
crazy.
your
It just
house,
happened
your
in our
property,
community.
and all your businesses because we coming for you like that. Jew power. No offense. I love you, Jews.
It's gonna be real, yeah. And it's relentless. 200 people at the courthouse, all that. It's gonna be crazy.
200 is gonna be like 2,000. You saw how they move in Brooklyn. You saw it. That was for a funeral. That's light.
It's rough.
That's light. They was just playing around.
Nah, bro. Can't interrupt this here.
But yeah,
we gotta pray, bro.
Yeah, it's like more.
That praying, man.
It's a lot for us to talk about, but I want to talk about the next topic, the police brutality going on right now during COVID.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. Definitely.
Yeah. We live in New Jersey. Shout out to all the people outside of New Jersey that listen to us and follow us. We appreciate you again. Jersey City, New Jersey. Go to World Star and look at this video of these police officers beating on these residents. It would remind you of the 60s civil rights movement. That was disgusting. I think his name is Mayor Fuller. He needs to be speaking out about this. He should have been, as soon as that video out, he should have had something. Because this is how situations escalate in that city. Now, you just had the situation where the blacks, they've been complaining about being treated a certain type of way for about at least 20 to 30 years now, but really in the last 10 years. It's a lot of things going, bubbling under the surface amongst the races and the gentrification that's taking place within that city. But yeah, those police, y'all go on World Star or go on Google. For those that didn't see it, type in Jersey City cops beat up residents or whatever, brutalized residents. And there was one cop especially on there, he was going crazy. I don't know, he had PTSD or he was abused as a child, scared to smile, they called him ugly, something. I don't know what was going on with him. But yeah.
Yo, is it this one?
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
They said they got it on somebody's Snapchat or somebody whoever Snapchat that was. They handed it.
Yeah, hit play on that. Let the people see that real quick.
Yeah, that
and
was crazy.
Going crazy.
Officers as they look to break up a big fight. Police say 6 officers responded to 911 call about a brawl involving up to 100 people. This was on Bostwick Avenue last night. When officers attempted to disperse the crowd, police said juvenile tried to take an officer's weapon. Police chased him and were followed by several people during a struggle.
Yeah, they're going to manipulate that report too. They're going to manipulate that report too.
In the end, police
highly aggressive individuals.
Into if some of the you already know, but I'm glad it was video because you could see that the cops is way more aggressive than the citizens. You could see the one brother, he was scared for his life.
He was coming from there
with the gray hoodie on.
Necessary to bring this situation to a close. Nobody was hurt, even people that were fighting with the police. 2 police officers.
Look, even people fighting with the police. They was fighting with y'all.
You switch the words up, right? You see how you switch the words up, right?
Yeah. Even when they was fighting with the police, they was getting mashed out. What are you talking about?
Who had the weapons? Who had their weapons out?
The boys.
Coward. But this is how they control the citizens. Because if the citizens had their own batons and went, on some Zorro shit, let's get it on. They could not do that to us, bruh. If they made all of us, all the children train warrior class on some like Xena warrior princess, soon as you out the pussy, you gotta learn how to fight. The police and all these other motherfuckers, they would not be able to just impose their will on us like this. There's no way. There's no way, man. We seen in the hood the nigga that can fight beat up 3 or 4 cops. They gotta rethink. They hit me that hard. Because they used to beat up everybody. They used to just get on the wall and they grab the person and the person just do whatever. But there's some men out here that we seen in our town growing up, they handed out some ass whippings like Stone Cold to the police. That's a fact, especially in Brick City. It's some blood. Shout out to the Bloods in Prince Street in the 90s. Some of them cops got that look out there. Some of them cops that got their teeth knocked smooth right out. I'm telling you, man, everybody wasn't with it. This is a fact. This is a fact. Now, I'm not saying do this. I'm not saying do this. It's not going to go good for you. But I'm saying, if you know how to defend yourself, the citizen, if we knew, the women, all these people, and we say the women are the most vulnerable, they should know how to defend themselves. Simple. It's simple as that, man, because a lot of things wouldn't be taking place without repercussions. Bully stop bullying you when you whoop his ass. Bully always stop after you shoot him that fair one. You both leaking. He like, you know what? He get down.
Got another thing for y'all too. I feel like every year we getting this one celebrity death, racial death. Every year we get like this celebrity. It started to be like a theme every year now. After Trayvon Martin, we just started this Mike Brown. Then we just see consistently it's like a theme every year. Like they use this as the storyline for like a nice portion. We're gonna see the court situation play out and go through all the same circus acts and stuff that they do. Like, what the make of this shit, bro?
Like sometimes I be thinking this CIA, because when you see how random it is, like think about it. If rednecks really was on it like that, they could wipe out mad motherfuckers, bro. Because they be armed, they be out arming all the citizens in the cities around them. If they really hated them like that, what's stopping them? They poor and miserable, just like the black man that's poor and miserable. Only difference is they got more guns. And in some cases, the black man got more guns because in the South, we know Chopper City. You know what a chopper is. So, yeah.
And I jump back just to jump and connect both because I wanted to ask y'all, like, what do you think is a bigger problem? The racial problem or the police problem? Like, which one do you consider to be on which level?
The racial problem.
I worry more about this than this. Or I worry about them just about the same.
A lot of the racial problems fuel the police problems. It's not, if you have some black cops that try to show out for these white cops and do things against their fellow black man, but majority of the times it's white cops doing things against minorities in their environment. And it's the same thing in the case that in Georgia with some white people who were just trying to be fake cops and do a citizen's.
Well, the father was a retired cop or some shit like that, but that still don't give you the right.
He wasn't a cop at the present moment.
Yeah, I know that.
But both cases, racism fueled the outcome.
That fueled it, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you're right, though. The seed of the issue is race. But like, if you look, in the last couple of years, it's been more police shit towards us than Trayvon Martin-esque kind of issue, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, remember, Sean Bell, Admiral Louis, you could go through too many
way
different police. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland, the fat dude in the store, Eric Garner, that's like 4.
That's 4.
This guy is 5. But then you got to remember, the one in Baltimore, it was like 5 black cops, 1 Puerto Rican or some shit like that. Then it was 2 black cops before. Like some of these situations, it was black cops that was killing the black dudes too. Mm-hmm. So I just think it's a blue thing versus the world. Like, if you a cop, black, white, whatever, we gonna do whatever we gotta do. Fuck it. I'm not black. I'm not white. I'm blue. I'm with the cops. That's the way you gotta view them. Because if the bad cop, the good cop ain't telling on the bad cop, so he just, what the fuck? He let you know I'm down too. Might as well.
It's like a game, basically.
But it's a lot of cops. Not a lot. There are cops that have spoken out, and those cops have spoken out about how when they are not with the shits, that they get ridiculed, they get blackballed, they get exiled, they become technically black sheep of their precinct or whatnot. So it's like, it is usually the minority police officer. It's not the white cop that's wanting to speak out and that's not with the norm that they have in that precinct that's getting exiled. It's usually the minority officer that's getting exiled because they don't want to do the same thing. And that's why you have some cases where black cops are the ones committing the crimes against other black pedestrians because they're trying to show out for their fellow police officers and abide by whatever their code or pact or mindset or however they run a precinct. But they're 9 times out of 10 they're just trying to show out for their partner. But I go, yo,
QG, what you say? You.
what up, QG?
What's up, man? What's y'all niggas up to, man?
Nothing, man. We just about to wrap up this episode, yo. We glad you to see you. Nothing, you good doing your thing over there, bro. Look like you killing your life.
Gotta go to work in a minute.
Respect, man. We glad that you was able to stop it.
Word, get some rest, man.
Nah, man. We just before we wrap up though, while we got you, we was talking about the police brutality that was going on in Brooklyn and the young man that was shot down in Georgia. You have any
Jersey City,
thoughts or opinions?
not Brooklyn, Jersey City.
That was Jersey City.
Yeah, it was in Jersey City.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, that was horrible, man. But all it took was, you know what's crazy about it? I said, some celebrities need to post this, right? But you know, like this day and age we in, if some stuff get enough coverage, like Hov or Meek, why as soon as I said, Hov or Meek need to post this, fucking 5 minutes after that, Meek posted it. That's what I kind of like about today and age. Like, it can, like, a story that need to be shed light on can get light shedded on it, because these celebrities starting to do their due diligence with, making sure stuff get light shed on it. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. As soon as I said it like that, but I didn't know. But I looked and I said, wow, that's what's up. Now a lot of people about to see it. You know what I mean? Then they get the attention that it deserves. That was horrific.
The boy jogging.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. You missed it, bro. I went off. I had a quick little rant, and I had to go in because I've been holding in a lot about all this. It happens so much, so frequently, man. I'm so desensitized to hearing it because it happens all the time, and I'm at the point of what are we going to do about it to actually make a change? Because we're talking to the wrong people. Clearly, we're having the wrong conversation because they're not really a positive direction. And pretty much, we all have pretty much the same sentiments. We had a conversation about what leads to these confrontations and what is the divide between the public and the police force and public and general race, like the 2 white men that shot my man down in Georgia. I guess that's gonna be it for tonight. I'm glad I was able to Kyle G. Brian, go do your thing, my boy. And that's it for the Grumman Collective. We had a nice time. Glad you guys stay healthy. And make sure you stay inside. We are the Grumman Collective, and we out.
We out.